Hi, I'm Liz. This is Aria and Daisy. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to go through some mobility and some strengthening work, focusing on the lower body, but also working through the whole backside of the body as well. So this is going to be great for if you feel really tight in your hip area, maybe you have some lower back pain or even some shoulder and neck stuff happening. Great way to first free it up and then start to get some activation of the muscles happening. Really nice combination to do if you are looking to strengthen glutes, strengthen core, strengthen back, all at the same time. So I've got some timed efforts for us today. So we're actually going to start on our hands and knees. And we're going to be doing, I'll just demonstrate to start. So you want the knees under your hips, the wrists underneath your shoulders. And we're going to be doing spinal circles. So we're pressing the rib cage out to the side and then rolling up and around, pressing through the palms, rolling to the other side, and then dropping the belly down, rolling back through, and then up and around. So I'll just kind of go in a nice motion. See you, Daisy? Like that. And then from the side, it's out, up, and around. So we're going to do 30 seconds of that on each side. This is a really nice move to do at any time of the day. Great for waking up, getting some movement if you feel a bit stuck in the rib cage area. All right, off we go. So going just to one side, it doesn't really matter what side you do first. So taking the rib cage out, rolling up. Think about opening the shoulder blades as you roll the spine up. Tuck the hips and then push the rib cage out to the other side. We've got about 10 seconds left on this side. Just breathing nice and smoothly. All right, swapping sides. Hello, Daisy Duggan. They love a bit of lying down on the floor. Hey, in their resting doggy pose. You've got 10 seconds left. And while you're doing this, just bring some attention into your body, how it's feeling, where you might feel some tension. Okay, stopping there. And just come up, have a little bit of a shake out there of the hands or the arms. We're going to come back down to the hands and knees. I'm going to do a wag tail. So again, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. This time you're going to lift the feet off the floor and then wag the hips from side to side. So you kind of get that wag tail. And just again to demonstrate, so either it might feel better to drop the belly down, come into a bit of extension of the spine and then wag. Or it might feel better to come into a bit of flexion, so a bit of rounding and then moving through like that. It actually can be nice to, wherever you feel the most kind of tension in the move, do that one for a little bit and see if it starts to free up. And you can also just experiment from moving in and out of each movement. So we're going to do this for 1 minute, so finding that position and then getting a nice little wag of the tail from side to side. Keep the weight up over your hands. And Aria's having a good little snore here. So I like to move in and out of that flexion and extension. So spend a little bit of time in one position and then maybe tuck the hips under. So about halfway. Really nice way just to start to free up through the lower back area. Keep pressing through the palms, light little core brace, 10 seconds left. Good, stopping there. And we're going to come over onto our back and we're going to do some lying hip circles. So you're going to start with both knees squeezing in towards your chest. Then let go of one knee, but keep holding the other knee in. And you're going to circle the knee out and around, bring the foot to the floor, and then bring the knee back up into the chest. So we're going to do 30 seconds in one direction, and then 30 seconds in the other direction, and let's go. So out wide, foot down, knee comes back up. Try and keep the body as still as you can, so you're just getting that movement there through the hip area. And again, smoothing out your breath. Relax the shoulders. About 10 seconds left in this direction. Ari's having a good old snore. Okay, let's reverse the circle. So the foot comes to the floor, goes out wide, and then comes back up and around. And you might hear some little clunkings. I know my other hip likes to have a bit of a clunk. Be mindful of that. So I don't want to go into pain, but generally it doesn't really hurt. It just kind of sounds a bit weird and might feel a little bit strange. All right, stopping there. Hug that knee in towards your chest, and then let's go to the other side. So out wide first, foot to floor, knee comes back up. Staffies have been working hard, doing a bit of fence patrol out the backyard. They take that job very, very seriously. Oh, I didn't hit the timer. Good, we'll go for a little bit longer. Okay, let's reverse that. So foot down, out wide. Hello, Aria. No, you don't need to lick my face. You don't need to lick my face. Good, keep squeezing that knee in. Aria's got pretty bad staffy breath. Good, we've got about 10 seconds left on this side. So when we do these things consistently, you don't need a lot of time. All right, stopping there, you'll really start to notice a difference in how much freer you feel. You may find that there's less tension and you just got a little bit more movement. It's easier to sit down, it's easier to stand up. You might stop getting those little aches and pains that you may get. All right, we've got it coming up. Low lunge position. Oh, okay. So this time we're going to do this one for 2 minutes. So we're going to bring one foot forward, and then you may need something underneath that back knee if you feel like it just needs a bit of cushioning there. I'm going to be coming in and out of this lunge, and then we're going to hold it for about a 30-second stretch. If you need to, for a bit of extra support, you can widen that front leg out and then shifting in and out of that. So we're going to go for 2 minutes. So just shifting in and out. The last 30 seconds we'll hold into the position. Staffies have left me. And I'm just going to go from the opposite direction now. So you can see, make sure the pelvis is tucked under and you're getting that in and out kind of movement. Keeping the chest up, light core brace. And pressing through that front heel or foot as you come back up. So we're releasing here. We're getting a nice activation of the glute as we press up. So it may seem like a long time to do it. Okay, we're about a minute in. So we'll do this for about another 30 seconds and then we'll hold into the stretch for 30 seconds. The dogs have gone up to the couch to make sure that it's still held up okay. This is really nice to do before you do any kind of strength training, possibly even after, or just any time of day that you've got free. Okay, so we're going to come down, hold into the stretch. Keeping the chest tall, Breathing nice and smoothly. It might feel really intense. If you need to back out of it a little, you can. About 15 seconds. And slowly pressing back up, and we'll swap sides. Okay, so bringing the other foot forward, maybe bring it out a little bit wider if you need to. And then 2 minutes on the clock. Off we go. So shifting forward, pressing through that front heel as you come up. Just paying attention to how it feels in your body. My back foot is wanting to cramp up. Tends to do that every now and then. I do positions like this with the foot. Oh, you're back. So we're almost a minute in. Oh, you're both back. How you doing? Hey, how you doing? Hey? You should join me. Join me. A really nice way is to lengthen through the hip flexors. Feel like a lot of sitting, a lot of driving. Okay, we're almost up to that 30-second hold. Okay, come on into that holding here, breathing. They're off again. Probably going to bark at the back door. Good, 15 seconds. See if you can relax a little bit more into it. And pressing up and out. Whew. That gets the job done. Okay, coming onto your back. Again, we're going to move through some spinal movement here again. So feet about hip distance apart, about a hand's distance from your buttocks. So we're going to go into a hip bridge, but the focus is rolling up. So I'll just demonstrate, rolling up through the spine vertebrae by vertebrae. So we're not just pressing up and down. We will do that a little bit later. So think about drawing the belly button in, rolling the lower back down to the floor, and then pressing through the feet, rolling the spine up off the mat. Think vertebrae by vertebrae, getting to the top, and then reversing that, coming all the way back down. So it's going to be nice and slow, nice and controlled. Take a breath in at the bottom, breathing out, finding that position. So we want to tuck the hips, so the hips are coming up towards the rib cage, and then we roll the spine up. Great way just to free up any little bits that might be a little bit stuck. Take a breath in at the top, breathing out, rolling back down. Really beautiful move here for the spine. Breathing in, breathing out, rolling up. Give your butt a little squeeze. Breathing in at the top, breathing out, rolling back down. Just going to do that 3 more times. So really seeing if you can feel that movement of the spine, just a little bit by bit. And when we work with the breath, it forces you to slow it down a little bit. So using the breath, breathing in at the bottom, breathing out, rolling up. Breathing in at the top, breathing out, rolling back down. Let's do that 1 more time. Hug the knees in towards your chest once you get all the way down to the ground. And then we're going to come up into half frog. I'm going to add some movement into this one. So you do it for 90 seconds. Usually I do it for a little bit longer if you can, maybe go up to 2 minutes or even maybe 2 or 3 minutes on each side, just to really kind of get into it. So to do half frog, you're going to bring one knee out wide. You want to keep it in line with the hip and then the ankle in line with the knee. Keep pressing through the palms, and then you're going to take the back or the other leg back and then drop the hips down, and you'll start to feel something happening through that inner thigh area. And then you can lower all the way down to the floor. So I'll kind of go from this position here. So you want to shift that back leg back as far as you can, and then just check in with the right, or the not right knee, whatever knee is out wide, that's in line with your hip, and then your ankle is in line with the knee. You come all the way down. So it's not a super strong stretch through there. What we're now going to do is add some movement, so bringing the foot up. So we're getting the activation here of our side hip muscles. So nice little way, release the adductors and then strengthen through our glute med, glute mid muscles. So I'm going to set a timer. All right, so I'm going to do that for 90 seconds. So if you need to, pause the video, find the right position for you, and then we're just lifting the foot up and down. So keeping that 90-degree bend at the knee. And if you kind of do maybe 10 or so reps and then go, oh man, I really feel that, take a little break and then get back into it. We're only about 30 seconds in. Gonna have a little breather, maybe make a little adjustment with the body if you need to, and then getting back into that. Almost at the 1 minute mark. Let's keep breathing nice and smoothly. Last 10 seconds. Definitely start to feel that after a while. And stop there. Just very slowly come up and out of that. Whew. And then we'll go into the other side. So setting yourself up, face this direction, take the knee out wide, the opposite knee, take the other leg back long, make sure you got that alignment. Take your time here coming into it. Okay. Make sure you've got everything ready, and then 90 seconds on the clock, off we go. Working through some hip mobility, hip stability, really important. Keeps everything in alignment. Makes us just feel better, move better. And that's a nice little cycle that we want to get into, feeling better, moving better. That continues. We feel better, we move better. And I say this in a lot of my, I'm a little bit crampy classes, it may feel very different from side to side. So just kind of work with that. Don't kind of feel like you've got to figure out why. You've got about 30 seconds left. It's great to be curious about it, but for now we're just kind of working with it, just allowing what's there to be there. 15 seconds. One of those ones that kind of creeps up and you go, oh, And stopping there. Might take a bit of a downward dog. And we're going to come on over to our back again. We're going to do a nice exercise here for the adductors. The feet are going to come together, kind of like you're in a butterfly type position, laying flat. Feet are pressing together. And to do this move, we keep pressing the feet together, so the heels, the bottom of the feet, and we start to bring the knees up towards the center. So just to demonstrate, it's super slow move. The feet will eventually have to come apart. The feet will come to the floor, the knees come together, and then you let everything float back out wide. So starting again, press the feet together, start to get that squeeze. You might actually feel a little bit of shaking happening here, and just check in. You can feel into the inner thigh area. It's making sure that you can actually feel that switching on. Bring the knees up and then lower back down. It's a great way to get a bit of strength happening through the adductors. Also a really nice way to move cramp in my hamstring. I did a lot of strength work before this. It's like, whew. So pressing the feet together, really nice way as well to help stabilize through our pelvis area. And then lower back down. Let's do that 2 more times. Good. And then let that come out wide. Hug the knees in towards your chest. So a couple more exercises, mainly for the back side of the body, but also great for the core. So we're going to start with a hip bridge. This time though, we will be pressing up and lowering down. So we're going to do 15 reps. So just kind of find that position, shoulders relax, and then feet hip width, about a hand distance from your butt. And then we press up and lower down. So it's 1, 2, 3. Driving down through the heels, squeezing the butt, lifting the hips. Good. Think of nice even pressure through both sides. You've got 5 more. Two. Good. Last one. Okay, take a little breather. Maybe hug the knees in towards your chest. We're going to do 1 more set of those. Reset the feet down. Find that nice position. And off we go. 15 reps. Pressing the hips up, lower all the way down, 5 more. One, good, hug the knees in. 2 more exercises. Gonna roll over onto your stomach. So you're laying flat, bring the hands underneath your chin. So we're going to keep the the eye gaze down. Hands are going to stay on the floor. We're going to start to lift the upper body up. So we're not coming up too high. So don't kind of think like a big back extension where we're lifting up like this. Think there's something tied just to where your skull turns into your neck. Imagine someone's up in your ceiling. And they're going to just gently start to pull that little bit of string that's tied there up. You're not using your hands to press into the floor. Only lifting up, chest might lift up a little bit and then lower back down. So we keep the eye gaze down and then doing that again, lifting up. There might be a little bit of a glute squeeze here. maybe a little bit of back or lower back activation, but we mainly want it kind of through the shoulder blade area and from the actual neck as well. So the neck is sort of initiating the move, the back of the neck. Lifting up and then lower down. I'm going to set a timer. We're going to do that just for 30 seconds. Okay, off we go. Can take a little bit of time to get used to what's happening, and you'll kind of know it when you've got it. So think someone's pulling a bit of string and they're lifting up there. So you start from back of the skull. Good, we've got about 8 seconds. And stopping there. Last move. We're going to do this for 1 minute. So hands are going to come down by your side. This time we are lifting up, but first of all, you're going to drop the shoulders down, roll the shoulders back, and then start to lift up. Keep pointing through your fingertips, and you're going to wrap the shoulder blades around the spine and then lower back down. So we're really getting a nice activation here of the rhomboids, the mid and the lower traps. Off we go. So reach down, shoulders back, and then lift and squeeze. And again, we're not sort of looking for, you might feel it a little bit through the lower back area, just where the lower traps come down to. Really important that we've got these muscles working. Got about 20 seconds. Let's do 2 more. And then pressing back into a child's pose. Coming on up. So hope you enjoyed that. You might do that maybe all again. So you don't have to spend a lot of time strengthening and stretching, and just do what you can with the time that you have. So 15 minutes if that's all you've got. Shorten that down to 15 minutes or lengthen it out if you've got a little bit more time. Thank you very much for joining me. If you have any questions, please reach out, and I'll see you next time.